up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days, where there's not too much news to discuss, but a lot of big topics that have been coming out. Firstly, the signings of the Joaos on a permanent transfer is being assessed by Barcelona for the January transfer window. We'll be discussing that. Of course, Vitor Roque officially and confirmed going to be joining Barcelona in the January transfer window. We'll give you guys the details on his arrival, who, what, when, where, why, how. A lot of updates in regards to sales and fullback. We have the sales of Alonso, Dest. We have the about the staying of Julian Araujo, Alex Vai. Also on the Baldes conference at the moment, we have an injury update on Ter Stegen, Inigo Martinez, and Joao Felix. And also, the Super League ruling is going to be coming out in about 2 weeks' time, where according to reports, Barcelona could win an amount of money that can clear the debt of the entire club. We also have an update on the liberal football finance economic lever money coming in. And finally, Barcelona and Nike. There is a lot of tension between the two companies, as Barcelona wanted to agree to negotiate some of the terms with Nike, but Nike shutting the door in Barcelona's face. New Balance is pushing Barcelona to cancel their contract with Nike and sign for them for more money. Puma is also interested, and Barcelona are left in the place where they have to make a decision, either to renegotiate or cut ties with Nike and sign with New Balance, or keep the current terms of their Nike contract. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market right now. They have a variety of different items at absolutely fantastic prices. For me here today, I'm going to show you guys the training kit from this season. This is the warm-up kit that the players use when they go out for training every single day, pre-games as well. You have here the Spotify logo. They have the club badge on it with the diamond as well. And I also have here one of the sweaters they have from last season. This was the Catalan version. It feels like I bought this from the Nike store directly. The quality is absolutely unreal. The printing is fantastic. And of course, mainly the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout. You get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will guarantee you free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Click the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. The first players that we have been linked with are two players that are currently already in the squad on loan, and that is the two Joaos. Before we get into that, we do have some report coming in from Vitor Roque from Barca about Barcelona's summer transfer planning. He's come out saying the sporting directors at Barcelona is working on the summer transfer market. One of the priorities is to sign a pivot. The club intends to bet on an important player and will spend a few million. Barcelona cannot sign more players at this time because of the problems with the salary bill. The salary mass also increased this season with the contract renewals of Xavi and his assistants. So he's saying, barring Vitor Roque, no one can come in January as things currently stand. Then he was asked on the Joao's report on them being linked with Barcelona on a permanent transfer. He said, look, the other two priorities of the club is to sign Joaos, something that is not considered easy by the demands of Manchester City and Atletico Madrid. Both players would cost around 100 million euros. And in regards to exits in January, there are no exits. Maybe Alonso, of course, there were reports about him, but he's most likely to stay, fulfill his contract, and then leave in the summer for free. So Barcelona have already begun planning for the summer transfer market. They are prioritizing a pivot, of course, and do plan on spending money in January. Apart from Vitor Roque, they can't really do much, and no one is expected to leave. Now let's talk about the Joaos. Now, Luis Rojo is saying that the most Joaos will cost around 100 million euros together in the summer, whether you say 70 for Felix, 30 for Cancelo, 50 for Cancelo, 50 for Felix, wherever the split you have it, he's saying they're both going to cost around 100 million euros each. That's in the summer. But what about in January? That is right. Barcelona are thinking about signing both Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo permanently in January. Fernando Polo from Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona are seriously considering to make a move for Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix during the January transfer window to sign them permanently. Barcelona are clear they want to keep both of them next season, and the two players want to stay at Barcelona and also not return to their previous club. Atletico Madrid value Felix right now at 80 million euros, but Barcelona want to reduce that to half to around 40 million euros and may include a player in exchange is also a possibility. Man City hope to get around 25 million euros for Joao Cancelo, but Barcelona hope to cut that price to around 15 million euros. Agent Jorge Mendes is also working so that both Joao stay at Barcelona for many years to come. Wow. So Barcelona are thinking of spending 55 million euros on the Joaos in January. So if Luis Rojo is quoting them at 100 million euros in the summer, half price off in January does not sound too bad. 15 million for Joao Cancelo is the easiest decision I've ever considered in my life. I'd even pay the 25 million for him. I think he is that good. I think he is that well established. And I think he is that important for him to stay at Barcelona permanently. The big question is around Joao Felix. Now, yesterday after the match against Atletico Madrid, Joao Felix came out in the media after scoring the winning goal, of course, saying that he hopes Barcelona makes an effort to sign him permanently. Now, I still, of course, now it's December the 4th, I still do not think Joao Felix has done enough so far in the first 4 months of his career at Barcelona to warrant Barcelona spending around 70-80 million euros for him. On the contrary, 40 million isn't a bad price for Felix. However, we need a pivot. If you're considering this 40 million euros for Felix, but you also have another 60 to get a pivot, fair enough. But if you only have this 40 in the summer and needs to go to Felix or a pivot, Felix is getting bid and I'm going for a pivot. So I think it's pretty clear that with Joao Felix, it will be a wait and see, let's see what happens kind of thing as the season progresses. But with Cancelo, it's pretty much almost certain. Now, we do have some more reports in regards to Cancelo himself. Personally, Roger Toledo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona have already made the decision to sign Joao Cancelo permanently, and the Porto game was just an endorsement to it. Signing him along with a pivot remains the club's priority. In addition, Cancelo wants to continue at Barcelona as well. Man City value him at around 25 million euros, which Barcelona will try to reduce when negotiations take place. Negotiations between the clubs have not started yet, but agent Jorge Mendes knows about the will of Barcelona, and Cancelo will do on his part. Barcelona-City relationship is not very fluid, but it has improved recently after the conversation between Laporta and Ferran Soriano. So again, more confirmation that Barcelona, no matter what, have already decided that they do want to sign Cancelo on a permanent basis. And again, that route in January is definitely on the table because the Manchester Evening News is reporting that Man City have received an important reminder that they need to raise money in order to comply with FFP regulations, which can help Barcelona to sign Joao Cancelo on a permanent deal in January. So Man City need to sell in January according to reports in the UK, and of course they really don't want to move around any players in their current squad. They do have a player out on loan that can generate them a decent amount of money, so that could be a big option for Barcelona. And to be honest, I think there is a good chance that Barcelona sign Cancelo permanently in January. Again, you can get him down for a reduced price. Man City desperate to sell to comply with FFP, 15 million euros, maybe even get 10 million fixed fee and throw in like 7 or 8 in add-ons. I think that's an absolutely world-class operation from Barcelona, especially from Deco. This is where we can see whether or not Deco is really something special or just the same old boring, we'll wait and see in last second type of sporting director. But again, the talks of the Joaos is definitely heating up in regards to Barcelona signing them on a permanent transfer, and we'll have to wait and see how things turn out. But again, the main news here is that the option to sign both of them in January is being considered and is on the table. But the player that will 100% be joining Barcelona in the January transfer window is Vitor Roque. We do have firstly some reports about his arrival, then we'll talk about the official news in regards to his arrival. Now, Raccoon have come out saying that Barcelona have already informed La Liga that it is activating the operation to bring Vitor Roque in January because of Gavi's absence. The operation must now be validated by La Liga, and everything is already agreed with Atletico Paranaense and the player. Fernando Polo and Roger Toledo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that plan for both Barcelona and Vitor Roque is that he arrives in Barcelona on the 27th of December and trains under Xavi for the first time and meets his new teammates on the 28th, the day the squad will return after the short Christmas break. So the squad only get a week off, which is kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Again, we're leaving the 21st from America. They probably get back 22nd, come back 28th. So realistically, 6 days off for Christmas. That kind of sucks for the players. But nonetheless, Vitor Roque should be back and will be available for Barcelona in that training session after the Christmas break. Now, we did get the shocking news from Atletico Paranaense yesterday, or I think a few days ago. They came out of nowhere announcing that their match last night against Santos will be Vitor Roque's last home game for them, essentially saying that he's going to be leaving for Europe. And of course, where he's going in Europe, he is going to Barcelona. And according to reports, Vitor Roque will be receiving the number 19 for Barcelona. Again, that makes sense. It's a good, second striker number, although it could be a starting striker very, very soon. There are also reports suggesting that if Ansu Fati is sold this summer, Vitor Roque could be given the number 10, which I think is absolutely bananas, but nonetheless, the reports are the reports. And following the confirmation from Atletico Paranaense, Deco yesterday before the match against Atletico Madrid also confirmed as well. He said that Vitor Roque will come in January. This is the coach's request, and also what the sports administration agreed upon. And even Xavi, post-match of Atletico Madrid, said, I hope that Vitor Roque does join in January. Everything is set for the Brazilian striker to join Barcelona. It is an excellent addition, and an addition that we do need. Someone's got to put pressure on this Polish fraud to start performing well, and I think Vitor Roque can be that player. Place your bets. I think there's a very, very good chance come end of January, maybe even mid-January, Vitor Roque is the starting striker for Barcelona. But again, an excellent signing. He's now going to be off for the next few weeks. He won't be playing, of course, till the 28th when he comes and joins the Barcelona training sessions. I assume that he'll come a few days beforehand. Press conference, announcement, and of course presentation, all that jazz, and then get ready for the training. He should be in the squad list on January the 4th for the Las Palmas match, I believe, as well. But Vitor Roque's January arrival is official and confirmed. Now, one forward that won't be joining Barcelona in the imminent future is Nico Williams, as he has now officially renewed his contract with Athletic Club. I told you guys, if you're not renewed by the end of this year, prepare yourselves, because the next few months would have been very, very interesting. But he has done on December the 1st renewed his deal, and there is the 50 million euro release clause in his contract, and he only renewed for an extra 4 seasons, I believe, or 3 seasons, whatever you want to count it, 23, 24 season, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, very, not long-term renewal, but kind of a medium-term renewal, and again, the release clause is in there, so wait and see if Barcelona show any further interest in the future. But for now, the interest between Barcelona and Nico Williams has officially cooled down. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. First up, we do have actually a lot of news in regards to some fullback speculation and shakeups for Barcelona. We do have 3 fullbacks who could be leaving Barcelona permanently or be making Barcelona some good money. One of them is Serginho Dest, who's having a good loan so far at PSV. Sport have come out saying that PSV want to buy Dest at the end of the season, but not for the 10 million euros that the buy option is there for. Barcelona have no intentions of lowering the price because Dest is playing regularly and at a good level. They think that recovering 10 million euros for him is very possible. I 100% agree. I'll stay firm on that option with PSV just for a little bit, see if they buckle or not. To be honest, if we have to, I would reduce it, but I would stay firm for now. He's starting week in, week out for PSV. He's playing both left back and right back, getting assists, playing well as well. So I would stay firm on that, especially since we're mid-season at the moment. But looks like Dest finally could be leaving Barcelona on a permanent basis this summer. Another player who will probably leave Barcelona on a permanent basis this summer is Marcos Alonso. Alfredo Martinez from Sport has come out saying that Marcos Alonso already knows that Barcelona will not renew his contract beyond the season. He has received calls from Saudi Arabia and England, I don't know who in England, and it is also another option, but he does not plan to leave Barcelona until the end of the season. So a January exit or sale of Alonso is looking very unlikely. Both, I think, the club and himself want to finish off his deal as, legally complied, but keep your eyes in January. You never know. If someone comes in with a crazy 1 million, 2 million bid, the club might just, say, what, just take it at this point, which hopefully they do. But there is another Spanish left back who Barcelona could be making money off of in January, and that is Juan Miranda. Sport have come out saying that Juan Miranda is edging closer to a move to AC Milan on a permanent basis. Barcelona will be hoping for a January switch as they can activate a 40 million euro sell-on clause for him. So, situation with Miranda is that he's not going to renew his contract with Betis. He's already agreed personal terms with AC Milan. It's just not done to AC Milan signing him in January for a small fee or in the summer for free. I think Betis would rather have the fee now, even though they have to give 40% to Barcelona. But it comes down to the player, of course, and also Betis agreeing a fee with AC Milan. The rumor is that he will be sold for around 4 million euros. If that's the case, Barcelona will get 40%. That's around like what, 1.5, somewhere around there. So hey, money is money at this point. So keep your eyes on Miranda. If he is sold in January, Barcelona are entitled to 40% of that fee. If he's not, of course, and he leaves for free in the summer, then Barcelona get absolutely nothing. Now, along with the fullback exits, there are fullbacks that Barcelona do want to keep, one of them being Julian Araujo. Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo's come out saying there are options for Julian Araujo to stay at the club in the first team next season. I think that is absolutely the correct decision. Of course, there is that speculation with Hector Fort, who's doing very, very well with Barca B, but I think the plan should be to incorporate Julian Araujo in the first team and then send Hector Fort out on loan, maybe to a Levante or a lower side in La Liga. I think Julian Araujo is doing very well at Las Palmas. I think he scored a goal against Getafe during this past match day. I think on the Friday he scored the goal. He's playing well. I think, you know what, him for coverage and competition with Cancelo next season would be good, and also he does provide that natural aspect, especially with Roberto leaving for free, I think, hopefully as well. So keep your eyes on Julian Araujo and his development, but definitely Barcelona have him in his plans for next season. Another fullback that could be in the Barcelona plans next season is, of course, Alex Vai, who's having a very good loan at Levante. Gabriel Sanz, again from Mundo Deportivo, has come out saying that Boyan met with Alex Vai on loan at Levante in Valencia a few days ago. The meeting served most importantly to know how he was recovering from his muscle injury. His situation and evolution was also discussed with Levante's executives. The meeting was very informative. Vai is one of the players that the club contemplates most gladly to reinforce the squad next season. Xavi is also keeping an eye on him. The idea is that for Balde and for Vai to be the left backs of next season after Marcos Alonso's contract ends in June of next year. To be honest, not a bad show. I think Balde does need competition. We'll talk about Balde in just a few seconds in his current situation. But I don't know if Alex Vai is really that kind of player. I think, again, Xavi does trust him. I think he is a very promising player. But I think Balde needs someone a bit of a level above Vai to really push him. Let's actually just jump into Balde. Now, with Balde, of course, having a bit of a difficult situation at the moment. Toto Costa reporting that Barcelona technical staff are worried with Alejandro Balde's declining form. They think that he is struggling with concentration for an entire match. However, they are ready to help him mentally and are convinced that he will continue to be an important player for the club. Now, of course, yesterday's match against Atletico Madrid did not start, did not play. He did warm up for, I think, about like what, half an hour or so. Never came on. Of course, Ferran, Fermin, and Lamine were the three players that came off the bench. Following that, Gerardo Romero said that Alejandro Balde was angry after warming up for a long time and never coming onto the pitch. He went directly into the dressing room after the final whistle was blown. I think Balde is going through a rough patch at the moment. I have no doubts on the ability of Balde. I think he will definitely overcome this, but he is right now in a slump of form, confidence, and momentum, and this is because of lack of competition. He knows that week in, week out, he can run out there and, you know, perform mid, and he will start every single week. But with Xavi now putting Cancelo at left back, that does put a bit of pressure on Balde. Since Cancelo's come in, he dropped a 10 out of 10 performance against Porto, played alright last night against Atletico Madrid, and I think he is still Cancelo the favorite left back ahead of Balde. But we do have now games coming up. We'll wait and see if Xavi does rotation, want to rest Cancelo, maybe not, because Cancelo has apparently an absolute engine on him and he never gets tired whatsoever. But again, Balde's situation is a bit delicate, and for me personally, I don't think that Vai is that player to come in and really push Balde. Who knows, he could have an absolutely unbelievable load over the next few months with Levante after he recovers from his injury, but we'll wait and see. I think, again, with the current situation of the club, the financial wise, you want to buy Felix, you want to buy Cancelo, you want to buy a pivot. I understand why the club don't really want to invest right now in a left back, and I completely back Vai as well. He was selected for preseason. Keep in mind, he did get a few minutes, I believe, so I have no fuss with that whatsoever. But I think to really push Balde, you need someone a bit of a step above Vai. So we'll wait and see with Alex Vai. I think no doubt probably be him and Balde as the left backs next season. And hey, a natural left back I think is still very important. And we'll wait and see how Balde does. I don't know if he'll start against Girona, honestly, because we have a week off. I think he'll definitely play against Antwerp midweek. He didn't have the Mestalla and Almeria. I think he'll probably play in one of those games. We'll wait and see. I might give him the nod against Girona, put Cancelo back at right back. You never know what will happen then, especially during training in the week. Maybe someone gets injured, God forbid, hopefully not. But we'll wait and see on that, and hopefully Balde just recover his full confidence and gets his place back in the Gala 11. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First up, in regards to the variables included in the Las Palmas deal with Barcelona in regards to Pedri. There are reports coming in from sports saying that Barcelona have to pay now 5 million euros to Las Palmas after Pedri played his 100th match for Barcelona with 45 minutes or more. The total has now reached 22 million euros for the total package for Pedri. There's only now one variable left remaining, and that is 50% of a transfer fee to Las Palmas in case of a future sale, which hopefully will not be the case. So I think we paid the initial fee for Pedri was like 5 million fixed fee, and then like 20 in variables or something like that. So it's gone up to 22. He's reached all the variables again. No problem whatsoever in paying that. But I believe since we send what's the guy's name, Mikel Marmol to Las Palmas, the center back, I think Barcelona did cover some of the variables with that. But I think this is a brand new clause that's come about. So this is why we play friendlies. This is why we need economic levers to happen and all that stuff. So more money to be paid for Las Palmas, for Pedri, and of course it is absolutely worth it. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the second captain and number 1 choice goalkeeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, again was not fit for the match against Atletico Madrid. And according to reports coming from Alex Pentel from Relevo, ter Stegen could be out for a bit longer than expected. Following the match against Atletico Madrid in the post-match press conference, Xavi was asked on ter Stegen, saying that ter Stegen still has back discomfort, and we'll see how things go this week, but it's not looking any better. Well, very, very interesting. We know the problem with ter Stegen's back discomfort is that it's all depending on feeling. There's no really timeline for it. He'll go and try every single day. If his back feels better, it feels better. If not, I would think that he would be fit for Girona, but we'll wait and see. We're all very happy, of course, with Nike Peña and his performance, so we're not really too fussed to complain about that. So keep your eyes on ter Stegen's development this week, but we'll wait and see how things turn out. Again, Nike Peña doing very well in goal. Now, from the match yesterday, of course, Inigo Martinez was supposed to be a set starter, but then got injured in the warm-up. Xavi then gave us an update after the match saying that Inigo Martinez had a problem in his bicep femoris, and we hope that nothing is serious, and today he will be doing his medical test. So wait and see if we get any medical reports from Barcelona today. But as you can see from the picture here, according to the report, this is where he got the injury from that big stretch. So we'll wait and see. And with Joao Felix, no injury news as of recording this video on the morning of the 4th on Joao Felix. He did go off, I think, with holding his left or right thigh, I believe, in the match yesterday, but no official report on injuries or anything like that. So again, just Gavi out, ter Stegen out. Of course, Alonso's out as well. He has a bit of a discomfort, but nothing too serious to warrant any injury reports, or maybe no one cares about Alonso. But he was in the squad list, of course, for Atletico Madrid. But I think since there is no report on it, he will be back for Girona. So we'll wait and see. We'll see more updates during the week. But so far, our injuries haven't been too, detrimental to us, apart, of course, from the Gavi injury. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Now, in my opinion, along with Vitor Roque being official, of course, one of the biggest news around Barcelona is in regards to the partnership between Nike and Barcelona. Of course, it's been going on now for around 30 years, and there is a bit of tension in their relationship. Tony Juan Martí has come out saying that there are tensions between Barcelona and Nike, who have been in a relationship since 1998. The last contract was signed in 2016, and since then Nike have been paying Barcelona 155 million euros per season. But after conversation with various firms, Barcelona believe that this figure is below the market price. Barcelona would like to renegotiate some terms, but Nike feels defended by the contract signed 7 years ago, and the contract ends in 2028. So Barcelona have been talking with other companies, your New Balances, your Pumas, your Adidas, and they've realized that they're currently paying, what Nike are currently paying is a bit undervalued. And of course, Barcelona wants to renegotiate, see if they can get more money out of it. But Nike's saying, nope, you've signed a contract till 2028. We can talk in 2027. New Balance have asked about the situation if the club can break the contract with Nike, but Barcelona as of now assume they cannot break the contract with Nike, but are in talks with them to achieve a greater degree of satisfaction. Puma are also interested, but it is New Balance that's telling Barcelona, hey, you break this contract with Nike, we'll give you whatever you want, 200 million per season, we'll give you all the conditions that you want, and we'll become your new sponsor. So New Balance really pushing. Puma also being reported to be interested as well. Apart from the economic aspect, Barcelona are also not happy with some of the services provided by Nike, like quality, design, and service to players. But Nike actually says it's actually Barcelona who sometimes are late in marketing decisions or somewhat deadlines, and tension is bi-directional. Now, I will say this. Over the past 2-3 years, Nike have been slacking with merchandise productivity. They've been slacking with the designs as well. Some of the quality has been reportedly shocking as well. So I understand the club's point of view, perfectly. Of course, last season we had really good shirt sales with Lewandowski getting signed, Koundé, Rafinha, Kessié, Christensen, Bellerin, Alonso, and Nike were so far behind. Again, Barcelona, to be fair to Nike in their defense, they were late with the Spotify sponsorship. They were, I think, went 2 months past the deadline, and Barcelona were pissed at Nike, like, yo, we gave you this sponsorship, print the shirts. I see both sides. I agree with Nike only the aspect that Barcelona sometimes do make decisions very late. That's kind of, you know, our nature. But apart from that, I think Nike have been shocking over the past few years. And the fact that they're only paying us $155 million per season is a bit undervalued. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw on Twitter that Adidas pays Real Madrid like 120, 130 per season, something like that. I saw a report about Camavinga and his glasses, and I think it was like 130, something like that. So Barcelona getting 155 from Nike, I think is okay. But if the club thinks that's undervalued, then that is the club's opinion. But keep your eyes on this. Of course, there were a lot of reports about this. I think like last April that Barcelona want to sit down and renegotiate Nike with their contract. Apparently Nike then was open to it, but now all of a sudden they've completely shut the door down. Like, you have a contract of 2028. We'll talk in 2027. So keep your eyes on this. We could come to 2028 and Barcelona have a new sponsorship. We could be having New Balance, bring back, you know, Copa maybe. You never know. Since I've been a Barcelona fan, it's been Barcelona and Nike, and I never can imagine a world where we're not with Nike, but that could definitely be a possibility. So we'll wait and see what happens. But again, Barcelona want to negotiate some terms with Nike on the current deal, but Nike's remaining firm saying they don't want to negotiate whatsoever. Now, a big decision that Barcelona have been waiting for around 6 to 7 months now is, of course, the ruling on the Super League. We always knew that December 21st was going to be the official date of the announcement. Of course, it's going to be a crazy day for the 21st. You have the game against Club America, the friendly Super League ruling, and my birthday as well. But Franco Rasen Sport came out saying that on December 21st, it is a key day for the European Court of Justice of the European Union will give its verdict on the Super League. If the ruling is in favor of the Super League, with Real Madrid and Barcelona and A22 continue to defend the project, the club will be entitled to a massive amount of money, which could even practically wipe out Barcelona's debt. That for me is wild. I do not think that our debt can be wiped out if we win the get the ruling in favor for the Super League. But if it does, bloody hell, we will be eating good. The fact that the ruling is going to come at the end of this month, in 2 weeks' time, we could be rocking up in January, like the summer transfer window, debt-free, 150, 200 million euro transfer budget in the transfer market, and could be living life. But I'm not going to rush to conclusions. I do hope we get the Super ruling, of course. F UEFA and all their crap at FIFA, and their, you know, the way they distribute money is absolutely ridiculous. But we will wait and see. So keep your eyes on the Super League ruling on the 21st of December. That'll be a big day for Barcelona, and we could be getting some huge cash injection to the point that our debt, I think 900 million euro debt, could be paid in full. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to Barcelona's sale of Barca Studios, their economic lever they activated in August, where they're still waiting for the money to be paid from Liberal Football Finance. Franco Rasen Sport came out saying that the German company Liberal has until December the 15th to pay the pending 40 million euros which they owe to Barcelona for Barca Vision. Barcelona are not too optimistic and believe that Liberal will not pay, and thus are already working on 2 new investors with whom negotiations are advanced, although nothing is expected to be closed before the 15th. The relationship between Liberal Football Finance and Barcelona was already affected when Barcelona asked them to pay the 40 million euros in August to be able to register players, something in which they did not do, of course, and forcing the club to present a bank guarantee of 20 million euros from the back pockets of the sporting directors. So the relationship between Liberal Football Finance and Barcelona is not that great, which probably means we ain't getting the money. And again, the club are now working on new investors. Sport have come out saying that Barcelona is finalizing negotiation with 2 new investment funds, one from the Arab world and one from Mexico, to obtain charge of the Barcelona studio, for which in principle Liberal Football Finance probably will not pay. So again, the club do have a backup plan. If we can get this 40 million euros in before the January transfer window, I don't know, things are looking quite spicy. Again, we do have other income coming in. There is reports about the memorabilia from the Spotify Camp Nou. According to reports, Barcelona made over 1 million euros from the sale of diamonds made from the old Spotify Camp Nou grass. Of course, the old seats were sold. They also sold some of the nets as well. So I think the final net from the game against Mallorca. So Again, the club are trying to make their best to make some money. You have the money coming in from the friendly as well. Maybe some sales from Miranda, get some money. Todibo in the summer, maybe. So, not in the summer, sorry, in January. So the money is coming in, but again, they still need this economic lever to come and really help out, especially with financial fair play. The club are working on backup plans in case and probably in the event where Liberal Football Finance do not end up paying. But again, they are expecting somewhat of the sale of Barca Studios for 40 million euros to come in from somewhere. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to pursue, of course, is your thoughts on the permanent signings of the Joaos in January. How much would you spend on the pair of them? Would you spend, 15 on Cancelo, 40 on Felix, 50 on each of them, 50 on Felix, 20 on Cancelo? What would be your split? And what are your thoughts on the possibility of that becoming a reality? Second, your thoughts on Vitor Roque officially coming to Barcelona in January. Third, your thoughts on the Super League. Do you think Barcelona will be ruled in favor or not? And do you believe the money that we do end up winning from this ruling, if it is the case, will clear the debt of Barcelona? And finally, your thoughts on the sponsorship situation right now at Barcelona. Would you break the deal with Nike? Would you go and talk to New Balance and Puma? Would you try to renegotiate with Nike? Of course, leave me all your thoughts down below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.